Hey guys, today we're looking at PTON, ZM, PINS, FSLY, and AAPL. These are tickers that we're going to review for members of the Chart Guys community. If you're interested in charts and you like the type of stuff that we're talking about in this video and you want to learn more about it, or maybe you just want to talk to other people about it because it is fascinating stuff, check out our community. Chartguys.com is filled with the best people that I've ever worked with. And I am not at all biased. Okay, PTON. First of all, on the daily time frame, PTON, we've had higher highs and lower lows versus yesterday's candlestick, so we have a broadening range to watch out for. This can come into play as an area of resistance if we see, say, hourly action tomorrow. Let's say we open a little bit lower. We see a nice solid push. We get a 5-minute overbought against that level. That's something to look out for. Can break over top, and this is actually going to be an important target for us, is today's high of day, which is going to be 107.47. We got lower lows and higher highs. What we need to do is change that and develop a trend. We want to see a break, an hourly higher low, a higher high, something like that develop. Right now, the most likely outcome would be a higher low over 92.03. Can we get a higher high? That is the real question. 4-hour time frame, we've got a long way to go for the bulls to take that back and get a 4-hour uptrend going. So right now the focus is on the hourly bulls. Can they do it? We have a little bit of a tightening range here toward the end of the day, but bulls need to definitively get above the today's high of day, get over top of this broadening resistance, turn it into a support, and look for upside continuation. And maybe, just maybe, if they're able to do that, we can call this an hourly higher low and see if we can't develop a new hourly uptrend using that 92.03, our low of the afternoon, 103.65, and to develop a trend. If they manage to pull that off, we still have resistance in the 130s. To the downside, if we lose the low of day, well, we don't have a lot of support in the daily time frame until the low. Probably going to go to the weekly time frame to find the support. Yikes, nothing on the weekly. So we're going to go back to a daily level. And I like 88 psychological for a bear target. ZM. ZM on the 4-hour time frame is bleeding pretty hard. So we had a brief bit of consolidation on the hourly and just dropped right back down. Let's go to our daily time frame to try and find some support levels. We do have one support level to work with way over here at 345.68, so a pretty monumental drop. We're going to be looking for oversold bounces. If we continue tomorrow and we see red and we're down at 345.68 and we have some support in that area, then we can look for bottom fish because we're going to be very, very extended. Our 4-hour RSI, let's load up those indicators. 25.51, minimal signs of strength right now. The only real support that we've got is on the hourly time frame with a low of day at 366.28. We have a strong hourly downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. At this point, we're going to be looking for a break of 366.28. Best case scenario, bulls break or bears break that. We see a quick flush. We set an hourly higher low over 345.68 into upside. Right now, the bulls are simply not here. We see incredible bearish strength. We are oversold on the 4-hour. Our hourly is grinding. As long as we grind 30, things are just fine. Bulls need to break at this point the high of this bounce, 396.32. Failure to do that is just going to have us in an hourly downtrend, and we will chip away and grind at our supports and knock them out one by one, with 345.68 being the most important support level right now. Bulls have a lot of work to do, and I don't see any sign of them showing up. Just a couple of levels that we could possibly work from, and namely, I'm just going to be interested in 345.68. PINS, 4-hour time frame, saw a little bit of a dip today. We're going to go to the daily time frame to start things off. This is a red close, but there was a little bit of a dip buy. So if you believe in gap theory, we did close this gap over here. We got another one to worry about there. There's always going to be some more gaps, but you know what? We managed to close that out. So we go to our 4-hour time frame, and now what we need to do is change the trend. It's nice to set that low, and it is a target that we can stop out against if we get back down there. But just like we saw in ZM, I don't see any strength yet. Hourly time frame. Let's load our RSI. Hourly is doing its best at this point, stifling this bleed with a higher low and higher low and lower high on the 15-minute time frame. And we could probably see that. Let's see how clear it is. Yeah. So 5-minute downtrend, 15-minute higher lows and lower highs, trying to just fight off these bears, but the bears are very, very present and so far in complete control of the hourly time frame. At this point, I'm going to be looking for another rejection from our EMA 12. If we lose the afternoon low of 54.92, I would expect another test in the area of 52.06. It would essentially be very similar to what we did over here at 57.38, went sideways for a while, managed to hold above it, retested, failed, and we move on to the next leg down. So PINS, no bear strength, or no bull strength, and bulls need to get over top of 56.44 to change that in the short term. FSLY. Daily time frame. So just like on PTON, we had higher highs and lower lows on today's range, which opens up some volatility for us, especially following 2 days of indecision. This is almost another representation of indecision. Instead of being contained too tight on both sides, we see a huge push in one direction and a huge counter push in the other direction because both sides are exhausted. This is tug of war, and this is tug of war when only one side's playing at a time. There is still a fight happening and no one is a clear winner quite yet. So just like on PTON, we can go to our shorter term timeframes and look for our broadening ranges to act as areas of resistance and support. So a lot of these are going to, well, they're not going to be as pretty with our extended hours on, but this is what we are looking at. I like extended hours for overall analysis. Hourly time frame, we do see our higher high and our lower low there. So our range is very tight. What we're going to look for now is going to be an hourly bull flag. If we can get this hourly range to maintain its area of support, and it's going to be a little bit different than a bull flag because a bull flag allows us to have lower lows. This guy is maintaining a base of support above 71.25. And then what we're going to look for to prove out that we have an execution of this quasi bull flag is a break over 73.93. If we can do that, take out this broadening range resistance, set a higher low above it on the hourly time frame, bulls are going to be in very good position for 4-hour upside continuation, having set a low, a higher high on the 4-hour, a higher low on the 4-hour, and then looking for an extended trend to the upside, possibly changing this daily higher low as well into a daily uptrend, which would be very nice because we haven't seen that since the big drop in October. EMA 12 is going to be an important resistance, and it's likely going to collide with everything that we're doing tomorrow. So that is something to watch for when we're playing on the 5 and 15 minute time frames for FSLY. Pay close attention where that daily EMA 12 is. That is likely going to be an important level for you. Last one, Apple. All right, Apple today was all about this. This is the most beautiful equilibrium that just did nothing. Just like perfect lower highs, lower lows. It got about as contained as I could have asked for. And on the 5 minute time frame, at one point our EMAs were within pennies of each other. It finally broke bare, and ultimately it's just a non-event. And this really is a lesson in how important patterns are, but how important time is in your candle. So our daily time frame, we had the most beautiful pattern. And if it happened at the beginning of the day, it would have had so much more opportunity for it to run. But essentially what happened here was we ran out of time. We were in an event where neither party wanted to be dedicated to one direction, and it just sort of fizzled out. So as useful as this beautiful setup was, or could have been, it doesn't matter for us too much going into tomorrow. The only real takeaway is going to be the fact that we had a double top at 117.59. So let's go back to the daily time frame. Chopping around here, holding above our EMA 12.26. So bulls have defended that low. Now what we need to do is set a lower high under 121.99, and that's going to be the most likely outcome at this point. Break over 117.59 for a 4-hour lower high under 121.99, and then who knows what comes after that. So short-term bullish, looking for a lower high on the 4-hour. Hourly time frame, setting up well for that. We'd look for a higher low over top of 114, or the actual low 114.13, into a break over 117.59. And like I said, the short term is on the 4-hour. And that is it for today. Hopefully that was interesting for you. If it was, you definitely belong with us. Chartguys.com, check it out. If you just want to watch the videos, that's great too. I just want you to learn more and more and more and more. There are a lot of videos, a lot of people, a lot of charts. Feel free to ask questions in the comments. And if this video was useful, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, printing it out for your grandpa, all of that fun stuff. Have a good day.